How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Wolf's Den. This is the second video in the series I'm calling What's in the Box, where I had a bunch of friends and family write down musical ideas, genres, songs, sounds, anything they wanted, and without ever seeing it beforehand, I pick it out of the box and see if I can create whatever they came up with. Let's see what we get into this time. So this week is acoustic dubstep.
What is that?
So to get a start on this one, I wanted to pull up some drums and try to make a dubstep pattern just to get an idea of the basic groove. Dubstep's usually around 140 BPM. You can see that right down here. This is where you change your BPM. Next, I'm going to pull up a synthesizer to get an idea of the dubstep bass. I'm going to have to switch all this to make it acoustic, but I want to get an idea of how a dubstep song would sound if I just started making a dubstep track. Then I'm going to convert everything to acoustic. So to pull up another sound in Reason, I wanted to kind of show you guys this. Over here on the left side, you have Instruments, Effects, Utilities, Players. Click on Instruments. This will pull up everything that your system has installed. I'm going to pull up Serum. This is a synthesizer plugin with a lot of dubstep type sounds. I think we need bass hard. But I have to somehow make this acoustic. I do think I want to tweak this a little more though, just to give it a little more effects and some movement to it, because in dubstep, there's a lot of movement with the bass line. I don't know if this is going to be considered cheating or not, but I want to change the distortion levels, maybe some wah-wah and filter effects, and just try to give it a different sound to it. There's this button here called Dirt. That dirt button gives it a little more grit, and I'm going to automate that. I'm going to automate this, try to give it some movement. So the way you do that in Reason, you right click, edit automation, and it'll bring down this line down here. You could also get a rough estimate of what you want to do by hitting record. I'm going to try a chorus effect. I don't know if that's going to sound right or not, but we're going to experiment. I think we're sitting at a good spot for this bass. I'm going to try to see if I could layer this sound with anything else, just to give it a layering effect. I know they do that a lot in dubstep. This was achieved by Two different guitars, panned left and right. It's switching between mutes and held strings for a different effect between. I also added a filter effect to it. One of the main things I added was this Koto sound, which is more important for the acoustic side of it, I would say. So as you can see, I got this sound by plucking the string in a bunch of different ways and laying my nail on top of it to get that vibrating sound. And what it turned into after manipulating it a bunch was something like this. I reversed it, mixed up a bunch of those pluck sounds together. So it's a mixture of the plucks, the vibration, and the reverse of that. Let's turn that distortion back on. I also added a reverb, a room reverb. But I think I'm going to change this up.
Here, we see the music producer in his natural environment, changing his mind after hours and hours of painstaking work. Poor guy. But we must let nature take its course.
After some editing and messing around with it for a little bit, I came up with what I thought was a more dubstep sound. And to get all these little wobbly sounds, all it is a filter sweep. So what you're doing is letting the highs come out up and down. This is this automation line right here. So you could hear it in the guitar. And you just draw these in right here. You draw them in and it's opening up that filter and letting more of the sound out. And to get that effect, the dubstep sound, I do it with the bass as well. I think I got something I'm happy with for this chorus, so I'm going to start working on the verse. That way I can see if this chorus is has enough of an impact when I go from the verse back into this chorus. And the verses in dubstep are usually a little more melodic, softer sounding, so that way the chorus is going to have a bigger impact when you drop into it. So I'm going to start working on that verse. Going into the verse, I had to shift over what I had for the chorus just to make room for the 16-bar verse. So I take everything, highlight it, shift it all over, 24 bars for an 8-bar intro. I may need to adjust it a little bit for the build up and stuff like that, but right now 24 bars to work with, should be enough. 8-bar intro, 16-bar verse, depending on how long I want the build up to be. But this is a good start to shift everything over, start working on the verse. I think I'm going to start with the piano. That way I can get an idea of the chord structure and I could start writing some melodies to it. Piano's a really good instrument to work with melodies and chords. I could always change it to a guitar or something later on, but I am going to keep it more acoustic for the acoustic dubstep style. I think Noir would be a good one for this style. Right now it's missing something. I think I'm going to try a violin. After getting that piano and violin down, I wanted to add a vocal to give an idea what a dubstep song would have in it. They usually have some sort of vocal in the verse. Not all types of dubstep do, but for this one, the more melodic type of dubstep I was going with, I wanted to add a vocal.
Why do I never say the truth? Where'd you go when I needed you?
You can hear leading into the vocal, I have a reverse reverb that kind of ties it in. It gives a little warning to when this vocal's coming in, a little bit of anticipation. What you do is you record the vocal with a lot of reverb onto it, record it on a separate track, and then you reverse that. And this is that track right here.
Why do I never say the truth?
I also have a little bit of atmospheric sounds going in, some transitions like this one here. After that verse, having those vocals down, that led me to the breakdown, and I knew I was going to want to have a feeling of a heavy change about to happen, because it is a pretty big transition between this verse to this dubstep sound in the chorus.
Why do I never say the truth?
So to get this sound before the drop, I had a lot of percussive elements going on. I had the violin change its melody, and it holds the root note right before the drop. It holds that root note of the song, and it doesn't change at all. And then that last bar gets cut off when the vocals come in and it sounds distorted.
Why do I never say the truth?
All right, so that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate everybody who stuck around to the end. It means a lot to me. As always, I'm going to play the song in the entirety so you can hear how the transitions go between the verse and the drop and stuff like that. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.
Why do I never say the truth? Where'd you go when I needed you? Why do I never say the truth? Where'd you go when I needed you? Why do I never say the truth? Why do I never say the truth? Where'd you go when I needed you? Why do I never say the truth? Where'd you go when I needed you? Why do I never say the truth?